It's your girl Lunar, back again with another set of videos for y'all. Today we are working on the monthly energy forecast for the month of December. Here's a couple of things about December. December is a 12 month, so it's the last month of the year. November is a 7 month in numerology. So 7s deal with a jack of all trade kind of energy, sabotage, betrayals. 7 pops up for a lot of things, both spiritual and other things as well. Some astrological stuff going on in December. So you have the rest of Sagittarius season. Then you have the beginning of Capricorn season. You have a new moon in Sagittarius that will be a solar eclipse. Plus you have a full moon in Cancer. Now you have Mercury in Sagittarius, but it will be moving into Capricorn. Then you have Venus in Scorpio, but should be moving into Sagittarius. Then you have Saturn and Jupiter about to move into Aquarius. A lot of big energy shifts in December. So expect a lot of changes, a lot of shakeups. Things are going to be really spiritual for the month of December. This is probably the first time I've seen December so spiritual in a while. And spiritual can be whatever you put as spiritual. Let me show y'all the cards that came through. We have fire, creation, destruction, beginning, expression. Then we have sea turtle for beginning, self-reliance, journey, and home. Lilith for equality. Anadaromchi for strength. And Sekhmet for reduction. Do know I have the Instagram story for December down in the description below. Everything you need is down there. Check it out. The name of this video is called Wavelength, as you see. And why I call it that, because like I said, this is a spiritual month and everybody's going to be trying to get onto the same wavelength or trying to go beyond that wavelength. So like I said, we have an energy shift. At the end of this video, I'm going to put the Sagittarius season energy up so you can listen to that. But I would definitely say watch it 3 to 4 times. Sagittarius season is pretty much the setup before Capricorn season for really diving into this energy, taking these shifts, this new wave that we're going on, and trying to put it into movement for us. And we have Sekhmet here, who I feel like is going to be working both upright and reversal. And why I say that, because Sekhmet is one of those, I won't say unpredictable goddess, but she do destroy any and everything. She's hard to control. How you use that energy, you have to be careful with it. Even Ra was scared of her, and they end up have to trick her to turn her into a cow, her opposite, which is Heather. You have to let Sekhmet run her energy how she needs to run it. Don't try to control it. Let it just flow how it needs to flow. But do know, if you do summon her energy, she reduces any and everything in her path. And at the same time, Sekhmet was the right hand woman to Ra on his journey through the underworld when he was the sun god. If you ask for anything to be taken out, it will be taken out both internally and externally. Society is going to go through a shakeup that we all need. All of us won't be prepared for. Some of us will be, others won't be, and they're going to try to resist this change as much as possible. Let them try to resist it. One way or another, they're going to get with it, or they're going to have to walk out stage right. I talked about the sea turtle as well. Sea turtles have been around since the dinosaurs. Just like the crocodiles, they learn to adapt to their surroundings as they see fit. Sea turtles take 30 years to get to their maturity level before they can reproduce and go back to their home where they originally was born at to lay their next set of eggs and then go back into the seas. So sea turtles coming through strong this entire month. They have learned to adapt to any and everything around them to survive as long as they have. Because sea turtles can live up to 100 years plus. Like, we can learn a thing or two from sea turtles as a society and as human beings. As long as you learn to adapt to things and be strong in what you know and know your sense of home, you know your direction to home, then nothing can get in your way of anything. I like Lilith because most people forget about Lilith. She was the first female before Eve came along. And Adam did try to make her submit, but she wasn't with that. She chose to lead. People made Lilith out to be this succubus that who will lure men into her bed, or baby hunting. I was like, y'all made Lilith out to be crazy, but she wasn't crazy. She was like, treat me as equal or I'm gone. But no, she was just being true to who she was. She knew her sense of her north direction. She knew her home. If you can't treat me equal, somebody else will somewhere else. And everybody deserves to be treated equal. Everybody deserves to be standing in their own power. This is the 21st century. And you have to find some kind of resilience, some kind of strength, something, pretty much a backbone, and be like, this is what I stand for, this is what I want, and nothing you say or do is going to change this. And if you do try to change it, then I'm walking out. And of course that person's gonna be mad, and you be like, I ain't got time for that. I came here to do a job. You holding me back, you got me messed up. Let's get started with this deep dive in tarot, and I will be back with that. I love y'all. Welcome to the Deep Dive in Tarot. For the month of December, I will give y'all some time to look at the oracle cards. You can pause the video here to look at the oracle cards a little bit longer. Alright, now move these cards off to the side like so. Alright, say hello to the Witch's Tarot deck. I want everybody to take a deep breath. Take what you need, leave everything else. Center yourself. Make sure your feet is flat on the ground. Connect to Mother Earth. Receive her energy, but make sure you release it at the same time. What you take from the earth, make sure you give it back to the earth. Let's get started with the tarot part of this. Witch's Tarot deck. What cards need to come through for the month of December? Okay. So we starting off with the Ace of Pentacles, sideways. All right. Ten of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. Queen of Cups. Page of Swords. Five of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. The World card. Okay. We got some good cards so far. I'm liking this so far. Okay. Cards want to speak, the cards shall speak. Two of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. Nine of Wands. The Lovers. Interesting. Nine of Swords. The Star card. Page of Wands. King of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Ten of Wands. Three of Swords. Eight of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. The Strength card. The Tower. Now from the bottom of the deck. Yes, Queen. Yes. Yes. And yes. No, and you. And you. Who? I like you as well. And Temperance. Okay. I got quite a few from the bottom of the deck because I feel like this all going to tie into this. We have the Six of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Emperor, Five of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, the High Priestess, Death, Hermit, Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, Justice, Ace of Cups, Temperance. Because I caught some feelings looking at that Three of Swords. I feel like that's going to play out through this entire month. Things that you've been over analyzing in your head that's causing you to hit a nerve within yourself is going to be popping up. And between the eclipse that we have on the 30th and then the new moon in Sagittarius that's also an eclipse, all of this wild card energy, this unknown energy, however they need to play out, they will play out how they should play out. And looking at these first row of cards, these I would definitely say feel more upright and reversal. Some of them is not too bad, like that energy that first week of December can be a little bit bumpy, especially coming from the full moon energy that was on the November 30th and on December 1st as well. Like that energy is going to be merging together. It's going to cause you to take a moment to like really pump your brakes. Look at things how in the eyes of a Gemini and a Sagittarius. So embody both of those energies, and especially if you already a Gemini that who's going through this, be you a sun, moon, or rising Gemini, it's going to hit you and it's going to make you take things in a more serious way. And of course, people will say Geminis don't take anything serious. We can take stuff serious when we want to take it serious. So right now we are being called to look at things differently. We have to literally use our full Mercury energy and look at things from so many perspectives and come up with just one ideal way of handling this. But at the same time, we have to look within ourselves to make sure, are we overthinking this because that's what we are expected to? Or are we going to end up acting very childlike with this and end up sabotaging ourselves down the road? Because that's what it's going to end up feeling like for a Gemini. Like we will end up self-sabotaging ourselves without even realizing. And the same way with Sagittarius, because they I would say high and mighty one. Even though I do love a good Sagittarius, but it's like when you get to know them, it's like sometimes they think they all that when really you still learning like everybody else. Yes, you are the ninth house. Yes, you do look at things in a broader way or in a higher light. But most of the time, you don't know that higher light because you haven't given yourself that time to elevate to that higher status. So really, you on that same level with Geminis. Y'all can really fuck up your own shit without even realizing it. You will sabotage your own life before getting right. Things that you thought was perfect, everybody love you, when really you the class clown and everybody's laughing at you instead of with you. And that's kind of heartbreaking to hear. Take a hard look at yourself. Better yet, y'all ever heard that song Clowns? Actual name of it, and put the artist down in the description. I love that song. Listen to it. Even looking at Aries, they hard-headed, straightforward. Tauruses, they slow, practical, but they can be stubborn as hell when they want to be. Cancers, so secretive, so absorbed in your own thing that sometimes you forget what's going on the outside. And sometimes you make mistakes and don't know how to apologize for it or even admit to yourself, yes, I was wrong in that situation. Leos, arrogant, self-centered. Of course, I always say that about Leos, but some of y'all do have a bigger heart and y'all do end up getting hurt from that and you end up lashing out like the wounded lion or lioness that you are, because people took you for granted. So now you gotta serve them with the same dish. Like, you hurt me, I gotta hurt you. Is that kind of mentality. Virgos, you've been on a break. Like, after you did your work in Virgo season, you kind of been chilled. Things around you haven't been looking too good. You want to hit that coldness. You want to be the heartless person that you want to be. But you can't be that yet, because people will look at you side eye and be like, what's the matter with you? Like, you wasn't like this 2 months ago, 1 month ago. Like, what happened? What changed for you? I understand you want to hit that, but don't hit that mode. You can't be savage. Like, no, we can't deal with a savage Virgo at the end of 2020 and taking it into 2021. We won't cut that. I'm gonna need y'all to feel what you need to feel, express what you gotta express, and get it out there. Libras, y'all need to stick to your guns this entire month. Don't let nobody try to push you over or get the better of you. Stand your ground. You have gone through a transformative period, and I want you to keep growing. Right now, in this entire month of December, people are going to test your buttons, but I'm gonna need you to stay neutral. Do not budge out of your spot that you are in. Stay where the hell you at, because if you move out of that spot, you're going to lose all the hard work you put in, and if you lose that, that's it. It's going to be hard for you to gain that back. Scorpios, we just wrapped up your season. So you basking in the glow of your season because you handle it like a boss. You handle it like the god of the underworld supposed to. Bask in it, live it up. Powerhouses for this entire month of December. Y'all probably already sensed the change. That's why you kind of like, I'm basking in this and I'm gonna be good. Now, moving on to Sagittarius. Y'all energy is activated to that 9th house degree. If you haven't listened to that Sagittarius video, y'all really falling apart. You crumbling. Instead of you trying to get this mutable energy going, it's like you just fanning it, and just letting it go however it wants to. It's like you're not controlling it. You just like, I don't care. Capricorns, y'all season is almost approaching, and y'all feel like y'all ready to hit the ground running, but you waiting, because like I said, you had this entire month of November where you wrapped up everything, and now you ready to present your project, and then once you do, the work is done. Your time of freedom is going to be upon you before you know it, and you can just chill. You're happy. Aquarius, y'all rode the waves for y'all aftershocks. Now we enter December, where you less than a month from y'all season. You ready to take these changes and do what you gotta do with them, because you know Saturn's about to come home to y'all. Jupiter about to come home to y'all, and y'all like, okay, we got some big shoes to fill, but at the same time, it's like, all I can do is be me. So don't try to fill Capricorn shoes, because that's Capricorn. You can't hit that mark or even be better than that. Just be you, because you are for the society. You are for mankind. You already set a standard of working for the world. So all you got to do is show up for the world. So when you come in ready to shake things up, like the Uranus energy, you're going to shake it up. My baby Pisces, y'all just like, we just here. Whatever we got to receive, we receive it. It feels like everybody's almost running with their head cut off. People haven't listened to us in a while, so what's the point of us saying anything? And that's right. Pisces sees more than any sign. Everybody can learn something from somebody. Just because you kind of like spaced out or you daydreaming doesn't mean you're not connected to the world around you. You more connected to the world around you than people give y'all credit for. That's a little something for each of the signs. We'll talk more in each of y'all individual videos. This entire month is going to be a spiritual month, a spiritual test, a spiritual wellness check. Everything connected to spiritual is going to be tested. We coming to the end of one thing. Things that stand for humanity is finally going to be addressed. People are finally going to realize, yes, we do need something different. Yes, we do need something better. Yes, we do need this. Yes, we do need that. It took us so long to get to this that it's kind of like hard to believe we are getting here. Not too many people have wanted to be listening or even acknowledge these moments that are coming up. I'm looking at these horses. The grays and black ones keep drawing me in, and for some reason the horses are just a strong presence because they just so intuitive. Their eyes are literally the window to their souls. If a horse can't stand you, something got to be wrong with you. And then you have a lot of nines popping up too. Endless endings, things that needs to be wrapped up are going to be wrapped up in this entire month. A lot of upgrades are going to be going on this entire month of December. Don't be shocked if people fall out of your orbit, people that you thought was down for you. A lot of this is like hard to believe, but it shouldn't be, because it's like you knew a lot of those people wasn't meant for you from the get-go. So you held on to them because you didn't want to be by yourself. But now you got to take this long road of uncertainty by yourself that you're going to be scared. But the people that who's going to be around you are going to get drawn to you once you figure out who you are and what you want out of life. And at the same time, what you're trying to accomplish. Like, what's your goals? And another thing I forgot to mention, Saturn returns. Saturn takes 30 years to get back to the sign that it was previously at. Saturn always comes to shake things up. Saturn is the time master, karma, restrictions, limitations. You restrict yourself for a lot of things because that's what you're comfortable with. You're not used to pushing the envelope, pushing your boundaries, setting certain goals for yourself, just getting out there, putting yourself out on a limb and seeing where it takes you. Most people's not used to that because they're more confined to what's good around them. And people get hit so hard with Saturn returns because they're not prepared for these shakeups. They're not ready for all of these, breakthroughs, these epiphanies, these, starting over kind of feel. Like, nobody's ready for that. It's okay to be scared of that. Most people say it's best you disappear during your Saturn return. It varies from person to person. Some people don't have it as hard. Some people, it just breezes through them with no problem. But it's a matter of you understanding Saturn. You can learn a lot from Saturn. Take things a step at a time. Don't overdo it. Do not overexert yourself. If you can come to a compromise on a lot of things, come to a compromise on things, and don't try to overthink anything. Don't overanalyze anything. Don't put yourself in a way where you end up hurting your own feelings, because you're going to end up doing that and it's not going to feel productive. The young ones who are slowly approaching this Saturn return, they are going to be tested in a way that they are not going to be expected, because you got a lot of pages coming up. And let me pull out the rest of these cards. Like that. The young ones are going to be going through it, even the ones who coming back up on theirs, which is the ones in their late 50s, early 60s. People who already been through a Saturn return before should have gotten it the first time around. Sometimes they don't, so the second time it comes around, it's a little bit easier for them. They should be able to maneuver it correctly this time and be able to put themselves in a better place or learn from what they have learned and help people younger than them get through this as well. That should be the case, but that's not always the case. It's a divide between the upper ones and the lower ones, and we need to close that divide. Some people probably gonna be like, no, I don't have a divide between somebody older than me and younger than me. Like, nah, we all gotta work together. Yes, that may be the case, but not everybody feels that way. Yes, you can learn from a lot of people who's older than you, who've been through things, but not everybody respect them or take what they have to say as advice. So they end up feeling some kind of way or just take it with a grain of salt and just toss their advice off to the side. And at the same time, we do have a lot of masculine feminine energy popping up. It's a huge thing with masculine and feminine. Both of them are wounded. Both of them needs to heal. Both of them needs to come together and unite as one. You can't have one without the other. You can't bash one female or male and pretty much toss off them to the side. You can't separate yin without the yang, and you can't separate the yang without the yin. You can't have dark without light, and you can't have light without dark. You need them to coexist. You need that to merge. You always walk in a fine line between the dark side and the light side. Both of them you can learn from. Everybody got a masculine and feminine side that they both need to merge together to make that united front. All the elements work together to make a united front. Yes, you do have each of the elements who's weak against the other, but they also give each other strength as well. You have to unify them. So we all need to unite as one. We all need to come together as one. You have to heal both sides before you can move forward in something. Let's start over. We acknowledge the past, we acknowledge the present, and we definitely going to accomplish something for the future. We're going to lay the foundations where it needs to be laid so that we don't have this problem in the futures ahead. We want the future to be better. We want the future to be brighter. We want everybody to unify. We want everybody to believe that things are the way that it needs to be because we made it that way. And you have both the sun and moon, Justice and the High Priestess. This is more the sun, this is more the moon. They both have an opposition, but they both come together as one. And they both are neutral. They can both be powerful females. They both know when to help out. They know when to chill back. They know when to listen. They know when to say something. But at the end of the day, you have the Emperor in here, that who listen to his advisors, who listen to things around him. You also have the Hermit here, that who teaches as well as learns something as well. So it's always a tug and pull. You always learning something, you always receiving something. You always got to listen to something, you always know when to speak. So learn something from all four of these cards that are here. The Emperor, the Hermit, the High Priestess, and the Justice. Silence is golden. Just sit and listen to things around you. Take time to calm your mind. Take time to just see things in a way that you haven't given yourself time to look at things. Look at things in a unique way. Open your eyes to different possibilities. Open your mind to different possibilities. Open your ears to different possibilities and just absorb it. And if you've never done this before, it's okay to ask somebody about this. Somebody that who you either know that who knows about it, or just put it out there and somebody will reply to it and somebody can teach you. When you first start out on this, it feels overwhelming and you're not sure what is your calling, what you got to do. You don't need to figure out what your calling is. First, just listen to yourself. Figure out who you are. What voice need to come up? What internal struggles? What internal makeup? What is your inner child saying to you? Because some people have a wounded inner child that never got its voice because the inner child was always told to be quiet, don't say nothing, stay in the child's place. And you've been reduced to that, and it's hard for you to mature as an adult or get past those habits because your inner child is wounded. Take a moment to see what your inner child needs. You're free to do what you feel called to do, which is either playing video games all day long, reading a good book that you wasn't allowed to read when you was a kid and now you can read it as an adult. Invest in things that you couldn't invest in as a kid, or even begged your parents to get you, but they didn't want to because they was like, you don't need that, you need this. And what have that gotten you? Nothing but heartache, stress, anxiety, depression, all the things that you didn't want to ask for. Release those limitations, release those fears. Step into what you want. Spirituality is pretty much connecting back to your inner child. What did you want to do as a child that you can now do as an adult? Stepping out of the comfort zones you never thought you would take, but you're taking them in stride. Connect to your inner child. Do things that you haven't done before that now you can do because you're an adult. You have the free time. In a way, society is end up going to be pushed into that direction. Do what you feel like you need to do. And people that who's going to go for the ride is going to come along for the ride. Stand in your power, stand in your moment, stand where you need to stand at, because once we come out of this, come January, you're going to feel refreshed. You're going to feel like a new person. Maybe even releasing some tears, writing a letter to your inner child, whatever the case may be, to see you accomplishing in this big, beautiful world, even though it is dysfunction. But we're going to make it better so when the next generation comes through, or the generation after that, I can take whatever road I want to take, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, I will get to my goal where I need to be at. This is December for you. I hope y'all enjoy this. Plus, happy birthday to all Sagittarius and Capricorn. Turn up, be safe, have fun, and overall, it's your birthday. Do you? If you like what I have to say, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on that notification bell so you get the latest updates on when the newest video drops. And if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on all my social medias at Phaseoflunar. If you follow me, I follow you. Make sure you leave a lovely comment down in the comment section below. Make sure you share this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And as always, I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next set of videos. Bye.